Was Rockin' Morning Show on Classic Rock Was 94 and 107. James Marshall Hendricks all along the Watchtower. Another old Dylan song. We're doing Dylan covers here this hour. I don't know where that came from. I did promise you some Bob Seger coming up in just a couple of moments. Next hour, a big block of great classic rock to help you through your workday, get things going here this morning. And just please be careful out there because the freezing drizzle, the fog, the mist, the slick spots all over northwest PA, anywhere from like Erie to Butler County and down into Mercer County. So please be aware of that. It's all over today. And temperatures will still continue to fall. We're still enjoying our high for the day around 30. We'll be dropping to about 20 by 5 and down into the single digits tonight. So it's all going to, and snow is coming back a little later on today, too. Venango County, maybe 1 to 2 inches today, about a half inch of new snow in Crawford County. So please be aware of that. Wintertime's making its return again. Was 94 and 107 live on the radio. I do expect it's our good friend, comedian Griff from Atlanta. Griff?
See, that's one thing about having expectations. You gotta believe in them. You gotta have a spirit of expectations. Rich, I'm right here. What's up? Was country?
What is going on, Griff? I've just been acting goofy this morning. You were talking yesterday, you and Toni, on the Toni and Griff show about this silly picture that my niece made up of me with Troy Palmer. It's an old Sports Illustrated cover from like a year and a half or so ago. She put my face on Troy's face, and everybody's just, you had a good time with that yesterday. Well,
we was cracking up.
She gets up this morning and she says, I'd like to have some fun with your friend Griff. I went, hey, have at it. See what you come up with. And she puts up those two pictures of you with Troy Palomalo.
We playing them right now. On the one with the Palomalo hair is the funniest though, because it made me look twice. I was like, damn, Troy looked like me with some glasses on.
Everybody knows picture of Griff with his glasses, and
yeah.
You know, Griff has already so much hair. Not now. So when you have Troy Palomalo from that Head and Shoulders commercial with the really giant hair and Griff's face on it, that's funny as hell.
It looks like I look like the monster on Bugs Bunny that he always chasing.
That's true. I thought it looked a little Shaka Khan to me, but
Shaka Khan was hilarious when you said Shaka Khan this morning. Ladies and gentlemen watching, you got to understand, Rich is on a classic rock station in Northwest Pennsylvania, but his music knowledge surpasses the county that he's in. This dude been in the game for 30 years, so me and him get to have great Doobie Brothers and Barbara Streisand, and I've worked in every format known to man.
Right. And again, back in the 70s, in the 80s, I spent a lot of years in the 80s throughout all that great pop music of the 1980s.
Oh, man, the 80s was all. You know I love Duran, Flock of Seagulls, Thomas Dolby. You want to get me started? Yeah.
All those fans with the crazy hair, and then I look at you and it's like, where's the hair? So we have to put hair on you. You put up a picture of yourself on your page some time ago with some kind of, it looked like some kind of 70s.
I had the afro on. Yeah, I was at a 70s party. It was a marriage retreat, and I hosted it. It was a marriage retreat for couples. It was awful. Everybody was old. Nobody was having fun, so I just it was 70s for them, but I felt like an idiot. Like I just, they was all old. What y'all want to talk about? Well, we've been married 29 years, and we just don't. Our bingo set just is missing so many I-13s and N-22s that I was like, man, grow up! Somebody hit me in the chest.
Put on a wig. Someone just put on some glasses and a wig and a nose. Let's have some fun.
Right, let's have some fun. Let's get it cracking. My 3-year-old walking around the house and say, Dad, you know what? I go, what? I already know she's going to stay. Let's get this party started. She 3, she 8, and I got the same attitude. If we here, let's get it cracking. So, Rich, Toni had to leave. She had to take care of some military stuff. It's funny, and I can tell you now that she's not here. Whenever I go to the airport, I always thank the people for serving our country and whoever I see in uniform, the men and women of our country. And it just hit me yesterday. I was watching Toni take her BDUs off in a really nasty voyeur type way. But but
all for God and country, of course.
Right. But as I watched her, I just thought about it, man. You know what? I'm so blessed to not have to wait for my wife at the airport, and she ain't been home for a year and a half and been serving in Afghanistan or Iraq, because I'm really a dependent. I'm a comedian, and I do me, but at the house, I'm technically a dependent of the military. Like, I'm a Army husband. You know what I'm saying? And it just hit me yesterday. I'm like, damn. I take it for granted, I think, that just because her job, you know, as a recruiter, but any minute, because her MOS, she's a military police officer, so she going first if they ever say, hey, we need some reserves to go back over there. So I just thought I'd say that while she's not here. I told her yesterday, too. But I really,
you put up pictures last week. I guess it was on Saturday, which I was watching a game. But you put up pictures of kids and waiting for their dads to come home from the service. You know, the kids waiting for the bus, getting off the bus, and that to me, I mean, I was in this big celebratory mood. But like I posted on one of your pictures, just said, you just brought everything back to reality. I mean, Steelers, and I'm all jacked. Everybody knows that. But when you put the picture like that of kids waiting for their parents to come back home from serving overseas, you know what? Nothing else matters except that is real. And that is as real as it gets.
And you know what was crazy is this: I was on a plane with about 35 soldiers, and I sat in first class with a couple soldiers, about 6-7 soldiers, and we talked the whole time. And when we got off, the mom, for the people that don't know, it was a son and a mom. It was a mom, a daughter, and a son, and the kids had to be maybe 2.5, 3.5, and they have these signs, and where they were at, as soon as we came off the plane, they was right there. That ain't the baggage claim and waiting where everybody else wait. Like, she must have told somebody, my husband here, he just got, let me go there. Let me go. They make exceptions if you have a child that you have to drop off or pick up, then that way you can come. But to watch all the soldiers come off, and the woman kept saying the same thing. That's not him, but it's okay. Even if he lasts, we right here. Didn't we wait for him? We made it. He here. He on this plane. Y'all get ready. Watch. Mama told you. Like, and I stood on the side, and I watched half the airport. Wait while this mom kept telling her kids, like, everybody that came off the plane got behind them and waited, even the soldiers. And it was I think the whole airport, what city was I in? Where was I going? That's a shame, ladies and gentlemen, that I travel so much. I don't know where I was at. I have no idea. Where was I at last week, Rich?
Oh. Were you in South Carolina? Were you in you were in Tennessee? Were you in Kentucky?
I don't remember. Anyway, I was in Nashville. Nashville.
Okay. Right.
Jeez. Thank you, Lord. What a great problem to have. I don't know where I'd be at. But I think everybody in the Nashville airport at the same time cried a little bit. And what a great moment that was. And after I started taking pictures, because the lady had a person to take pictures with her, but I had my little camera phone, and I just started getting my picture off. Everybody else started taking pictures too, because I think they understood about the moment. And when the dad came off, he might have been 6 from last. When he came off the plane, for him to be looking down and to look up and see his kids, man, these people, I actually overheard, and then I jumped in their business because I'm so nosy. But I heard an officer telling another soldier, he was like, man, I got to go home so I could regroup and remember humanity. Like, I heard him say that. And I told him, I said, sir, you would never be able to say that on TV or in a newspaper article, but I get it. I served. I understand. But when you have a military mindset, the first thing that you're thinking about is not dying.
Yep.
When you have to have that kind of anxiety, you know what I'm saying, for a year and a half, the last thing you think about is your family. Your family is what keep you sane. Your family, when you can think about the good times with your wife and the good times with your kids and when your son or your daughter was born and holding and playing in the living room. But right now, you got to think about people not shooting at your battalion and your brigade. And it's a lot of things that go into that. So we really have to recognize these soldiers, man. I mean, while you getting good sleeps and people just waking up with sleep in their eye and slob in their mouth, it's people that's dying, and it's not old people, and it's not. Get the image of Pearl Harbor and World War II out your head. It's young kids. My son is 19 years old. He's a combat medic. Dog, when I saw Toni yesterday, I immediately start crying because I was like, damn, my baby, he going. And I was in when I was 17, so I think my parents had to go through the same thing, and I didn't want to make everybody all sad this morning because I'm actually in a really, really good mood. But let's just appreciate the military. If you're standing in line and somebody's in the military in front of you, buy their lunch. $3.75 ain't going to kill you. Buy their lunch.
And shake their hand, and just, you know what, they do mean it. All vets need that, but, you know, these men and women who are serving right now deserve our gratitude, deserve our thank you, and our love. And you wrapped it up just so perfectly, Griff, this morning. I mean, that's a great story, and it's something we need to be reminded of sometimes all the time in this day and age. So thank you so much.
It's all good. You know how we do, man. Tomorrow.
Let's sing it, baby.